Donald Trump going, you don't have the cards now. You don't have the cards. And Zelensky saying, how about now? Trump never has the cards. Zelensky has the cards. And what Trump is doing is giving other leaders throughout the world the cards as Donald Trump reveals his tell that he's a weak, pathetic taco. Trump always chickens out.
Okay, let's talk about this moment. This quote, "You don't have the cards," it was real. Zelensky was asking for long-term security guarantees, and Trump pushed back, and the deal fell through. He said Ukraine didn't have leverage without US support, and whether you like it or not, that was just a power play. Fast forwarding a year, Ukraine runs this brilliant drone op, and now all of a sudden they might have leverage with Russia. That doesn't retroactively make Trump the weak one. Pretending it does, that's not analysis, it's intentional dishonesty.
You see this image right here of Zelensky holding up a taco to Donald Trump's face? Gotta love that AI meme right there. Take a look at this map. As Richard Woodruff says, I'm not even joking. This is a live map of the Ukrainian drones heading towards Moscow right now. Ukraine didn't need to go and get Trump's approval or permission. If you tell Donald Trump, he'd probably tell Putin. What a non-factor Donald Trump is.
What are we even talking about here? Ukraine is not a state. It's not even a member of NATO. There was a policy that kept them from using our weapons to strike Russia, but even if that wasn't pulled back, these weren't American drones. Saying Trump would have told Putin is speculating that the president of the United States is a traitor, and you have no evidence or even reason to think that. Everything this guy says is just grifting for people who don't like Trump.
You raise the steel tariffs to 50%, you vile piece of trash, Donald Trump. You're effectively creating an embargo. So the EU saying, get ready for countermeasures, you vile piece of trash, over your steel tariffs. The European Commission said over the weekend that Europe was prepared to retaliate against Donald Trump's plan to double tariffs on important steel and aluminum, raising the prospects of an escalating trade fight between the two worlds.
Does he have Tourette's, or is he just repeating the same phrase, vile piece of trash, over and over again? Because there's no real argument here. Trump's tariffs are controversial, and arguing the policy is fine. But this is just ranting, and I guess his audience is too angry to realize that there's no substance.
Major topic of foreign countries. We're seeing, for example, in India, where they have close to 200,000 students in the United States in universities. They're pissed at the way their students are being treated. In Canada, frankly, throughout the world, students are being treated so horrifically by Trump. The countries where these students come from are getting absolutely livid.
Let's talk about the visa thing, because this is just straight up lying. Nobody's banning foreign students from going to Harvard. It's not happening. What's really going on is that the Trump administration paused new F-1 visa interviews temporarily while they expand social media screening. It's part of a broader executive order targeting anti-Semitism on college campuses, and it's not a racial purge. It's gonna cause delays. People are frustrated. Framing it like Trump is just randomly banning Indian or Canadian students because he's mad is completely made up. It's not about race. It's about national security and campus tensions. You can disagree with the policy, but at least describe it honestly.
Relations between China and Latin America. Latin American countries are siding with China right now over the United States. As Bloomberg Law reports, in the tit-for-tat trade war between U.S. and China, Latin America overwhelmingly siding with Beijing. Calls for closer economic ties with China are growing louder in the region, particularly in Mexico, the U.S.'s #1 trade partner, according to LatAm Pulse, a monthly survey conducted by Atlas Intel for Bloomberg News. Nearly 2/3 of Mexicans surveyed in May said their country should do more business with China, far more than those calling for tighter economic relations with the U.S. as Donald Trump rattles the global economy with on and off again tariffs. The taco, Trump always chickens out.
There's another bandwagon name to demean instead of give real news. Anyways, the poll showing Mexicans favoring more business with China doesn't mean that Mexico is flipping sides. In reality, over 80% of Mexico's exports go to the US, and they're actively working to reduce reliance on Chinese components so that they can stay compliant with USMCA. Mexico's even pushing for an early review of USMCA so that they can stabilize trade relations and attract investments. So no, Latin America isn't siding with Beijing.
Of America. The Trump regime claimed they were going to do 90 deals in 90 days. Thus far, they've done 0 deals in 90 days. The deal with the United Kingdom was not a deal. It was a memorandum of understanding, which literally said this is not a binding deal. If anything, all it did was help the position of Rolls-Royce and Jaguar and Land Rover over American car manufacturers.
Sure, Trump didn't hit 90 deals in 90 days. Saying that he got nothing done on trade, that's just straight up wrong. He mentions the UK deal only helping British car companies, but skips that it also opened their markets to US beef and ethanol, which is a win for American exports, whether you like Trump or not. Plus, there's the tariff truce with China, and there's ongoing talks with India and Pakistan. You can criticize his approach, but pretending that none of it matters is misleading and kind of proves that he's more interested in dunking on Trump than actually informing people. Just to sum it up, this video is trying to frame Trump as reckless, dim-witted, and weak. This guy cares more about making personal attacks on Trump than actual news, probably because it gets him more clicks. If you have anything to add, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.